Yes, shalom, shalom. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Shalom, shalom. Uh, yes, live once again. This evening, I'm here to speak about, answer the question, what time is it? Yeah, what time is it? Because we know that we have our time and we have the Most High's time. And through the things that are happening on the face of this earth, we are seeing that the Most High is stating his time as opposed to our time. All right? We see the Christian world being shown without a doubt that this is not the Most High is not on the Christian clock. He is on his own clock. And this season is a season of the Passover on the Most High's clock. But on the Christian clock, it is Easter. And of course, if you understand Easter and Passover, Easter is the opposite of Passover. Passover comes with the Feast of Unleavened Bread, when the Most High says we must not eat any leaven. Easter comes with leaven, when they dedicate cakes and buns in celebration of Ishtar or Easter or Yastra. All right. So we have to figure out which clock we are on, and we must understand that this world that we live in is the Gentile world. It is a time of the Gentiles, as Shaul said in Romans 11:25. Blindness in part has happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in. And it is now the time of the Gentiles. And the Gentiles are not on the Most High's clock. What the Gentiles did, they took their own time, set their own clock, their own calendar, their own holidays, and replaced the Most High's feasts. So if you're on the Gentile calendar, keeping the Gentiles' holidays like Easter, then you are not on his calendar, right? We have decided through our hearts and through seeking the Most High that we need to be on the Most High's clock and to get off the Gentiles' clock. So this is what we're presenting here to you today. We're presenting to you the Passover. And why are we presenting the Passover? Because if it takes only, even the blind can see the similarities between what is happening now and what happened in Egypt. In Egypt, there were plagues upon the land of Egypt, and the Most High gave one remedy to the children of Israel to escape these plagues. That one remedy was instructions to Moses, to Masha, to tell the children of Israel to keep the Passover. And when he gave them those instructions, he said to tell them to keep it in their generations forever. So, once we thought that we were Gentiles, but now we have come to the understanding that we are the true biblical children of Israel. So what does that mean? That means now we have to go back to the book and the instructions that he gave to Moses for Israel to keep forever. We now have to shift off the Gentiles' clock and go onto the Most High's clock. Yes, shift off the Gentiles' calendar and go on the Father's calendar. So the Gentiles give us the Gregorian calendar. That calendar, of course, is based in Rome. But we, through diligent studies and through revelations, it has been revealed to us that the calendar of the Zadokites, the Levitical priesthood, the Zadokite priests of Scripture, the calendar that they kept, we believe it to be the correct calendar. There are several calendars out there, but we believe it to be the correct calendar for several reasons, but even more so, because in the book of Ezekiel, I think twice or thrice, the Zadokite priests are accorded a special place in the kingdom to come because they kept the charge of Yahuwah when all the children of Israel went astray. So we believe that if they are given, if they are blessed for keeping the charge, then whatever charge they kept, then that is the correct charge. And so they left their calendar in Qumran among the Dead Sea Scrolls, and these have been restored. And so this is the restored calendar that we follow. And through that calendar, the Passover is in the morrow. It is tomorrow evening. So we said before the importance of the Passover. It is that one ticket that he gave us in order to escape from the plagues. All right? He did not give us Easter to escape. He didn't give us Sunday to worship on Sunday, whatever. He gave us one way to escape the plagues, and that was keeping the Passover. Now, in our covenant, he also gave us the Messiah. He gave us the Messiah that if we believe in him, if we believe in the Messiah, then we are covered by the blood of the Messiah. There's one sacrifice once and for all. But does that mean now that we do not keep the Passover? All right? No, that means we still keep the Passover, because when the Messiah kept the Passover, he said to his disciples, as often as you do this in remembrance of me. In other words, as often as you keep the Passover, do that in remembrance of me. Christians interpret that to mean as often as you have communion. Communion is not scriptural. Communion is a Christian thing, another tradition of man that has been brought into Christianity. All right? As often as you keep the Passover, do it in remembrance of me. Now, another scary thing about the Passover is that the Most High promised that any Israelite who did not keep the Passover, then that Israelite will be cut off from his people. All right? That means there will be no protection for that person. That person will not be counted as an Israelite. As he said in Romans 9, I think it says, it is not all Israel which are of Israel. Not everyone. Hi, Queenie. Not all Israelites are counted to him as Israelites. If you are not walking in obedience to his statutes and commandments in faith of his son, in belief of his son, he does not consider you. And he says, if you don't keep the Passover, you will be cut off. Let me just read it here. I think it's in Numbers 9:13. But the man that is clean and is not in a journey and forbeareth to keep the Passover, even the same soul shall be cut off from among his people, because he brought not the offering of Yahuwah in his appointed season. That man shall bear his sin. All right? This is the importance of the Passover. To be counted among his people, we have to keep his Passover. And the Passover is so important. It is the only feast in which he gave you 2 days. He gave you an opportunity. He gave us an opportunity that if we miss the first feast, like for example, if we're on a journey, suppose you're somebody working on a cruise ship and you're on a cruise ship and cannot keep the Passover. All right? He gave us another opportunity 1 month later to keep the Passover if we could not keep the first. That means that there is no way we should miss the Passover. It's very, very important to him. Might sound frivolous to us, but it is very important to him. Queenie says, what if one person in your household keeps the Passover? Will that serve as a protection for their family or just the individual who keeps it? A very good question, and I don't know the answer to that one. I knows. Yeah? Because I am in a similar situation, so I don't know the answer to that one. But all I know that we can do, we have to do what we can do. We cannot force people who are in our household to observe it. We have to just do what we have to do, what we can do. All right? So if we do not keep it, he does not count us among his people. And so at this time, when this affliction is upon this earth, as his children, we would want to do what he says we should do. All right? Now, he has set this thing so perfectly for us. He has cancelled church. Who is this? Oh, Queenie. Okay. He has cancelled church, and he has put us in our homes, just like he did in Egypt when the children of Israel were told to go in their homes. We are now sent into our homes. We don't have any excuse. It is not business as usual. Those who are in the churches, they are now keeping fellowship online. So they are at home. If you are at home, there is no reason for you not to keep the Passover. All right? If you don't keep it, it means you're following religion. If you don't keep it, that means you are rejecting his instructions. There is no instruction in the Bible to keep Easter. None whatsoever. None, 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 none. But what about the Passover? Let's see. Exodus 12 verse 1. And Yahuwah spoke unto Moshe and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. That is the month of Abib, which is this year. And by the way, Abib is known as the month of miracles. All right? Because this is the time when the miracle with the children of Israel coming out of Egypt. And it is also the miracle when the Messiah was crucified and was raised from the dead. So Abib, that is the time of miracles. Speak ye unto all the assembly of Israel, saying, In the 10th day of this month ye shall take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for a house. And if the household is too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your count for the lamb. All right. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year, and ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats. So, Passover can be from the sheep or from the goats. And ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month, which is tomorrow. And the whole multitude of the assembly of Yasharal shall kill it in the evening. And ye shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper door post of the house. Thereunto ye shall eat it. Now we don't need to put the blood on the post again, because Messiah has done all of that for us. All right. And ye shall eat the flesh in the night, roast with fire. So this is the Passover. We just want to look at the little ingredients in the Passover. Just about 4 things that you need for the Passover. You need a piece of lamb from sheep or from mutton. All right? And it must be roasted. Right? Roast it. You don't cook it in water. You roast it. All right? Roast with fire and matzah. That is unleavened bread. So, you have the mutton or the lamb, and you eat it with unleavened bread. Bread is bread that has no yeast in it. All right? No yeast. And with bitter herbs ye shall eat it. So we have 3 things there. We have roasted mutton, we have the unleavened bread, and we have bitter herbs. Now these bitter herbs include things like basil, parsley, kale, romaine lettuce, horseradish. Should other ones come to mind? Yeah, herbs like those that come readily to mind. All right? So you're going to have like a salad of these bitter herbs, and then you're going to eat the mutton, and you eat it with unleavened bread. And here's the instruction. Eat not of it raw. So you're not going to eat it raw. Well, we don't eat raw food. Nor sodden at all with water. So no water at all in it. Don't cook it down in any stew or anything. But roast with fire. Alright? This said his head with his legs and with the portents thereof. But we know that we won't have to eat such a big thing, because the thing with the Passover, again, you can't keep it till the morning. And he shall let nothing of it remain until the morning, and that which remains of it until the morning shall he burn with fire. All right, that is an important thing with unleavened bread. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am Yahuwah. So this is a protection. He will pass through, but those who are keeping the Passover, he will spare them. He will spare those who are keeping the Passover. All right? And the blood shall be to you for a mark upon the houses where ye are. And we know again the blood of the Messiah. Tracian was asking, what if we don't have sheep or goat? That is another good question. He said sheep or goat. So I don't see any alternative in scripture. So I don't know. And the blood shall be to you for a mark upon the houses where ye are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Mitzrayim. John Walker says, I remember how we observed it when I was a child, but besides avoiding leavening, what else should we do to observe this holy day? Well, it is a memorial. It is a memorial of the children of Israel coming out of Egypt. Two memorials in one. Memorial of the children of Israel coming out of Egypt, and it is a memorial of the offering of the Messiah for us. Two memorials. So how we observe this day depends on how we decide to observe these memorials. You have some people who say they watch movies of the Ten Commandments, or something like that. They will read like this Exodus 12 that I'm reading, anything to do with the plagues. They will read that with their family and discuss it, and that's about it. Because I don't want to tell you the so-called Jewish people, they have their traditions. And I don't want to actually tell you the traditions of man. Yeah? Because I think this is it should be a somber reflection. And this shall be unto you for a memorial, and you shall keep it a feast to Yahuwah throughout your generations. So forever. As long as you realize we're the children of Israel, it is for us forever. Ye shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever. Forever and ever. It never ends. Not because we say we believe in the Messiah. That means that now we no longer keep it. It says we should keep it forever. Alright? Now, John Walker says, wait, we are not still sacrificing animals, are we? Didn't the Messiah fulfill that part? Oh yes, I said that before. I said before that the Messiah is now the blood, because his sacrifice once and for all takes care of the sacrifice. So that is why we just do it for a memorial. Alright? We don't do blood sacrifices anymore. Okay? So it is for us to keep forever. So, but another thing to note with the Passover now is that it is paired with the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Yes? Before I go to the Feast of Unleavened Bread though, let's look at the Messiah's part. As John was asking that the Messiah fulfilled that part. As I said, it is a twin feast that covers the memorial of our people coming out of Egypt and covers the offering of the Messiah. So let's see how the Messiah and his disciples interacted about this. Alright? Luke 22:7. Then came the day of unleavened bread, when the Passover must be killed. And he sent Peter and John, saying, Go and prepare us the Passover that we may eat. All right, and we're going to see another important, let's see another important aspect of the Passover, which is wine. All right? I know that Christians teach you that believers must not drink wine. All right? But that, of course, is not scriptural. There are about 8 different Hebrew words that mean wine, and every one of them in scripture refers to alcoholic drink. All right? Somehow Christians say no wine. All right? And he sent and said, Go and prepare us the Passover that we may eat. And they said unto him, Where wilt thou that we prepare it? And he said unto them, Behold, when ye are entered into the city, there shall a man meet you, bearing a pitcher of water, following him into the house where he entered. And he shall say unto the good man of the house, The master said unto thee, Where is the guest chamber where I shall eat the Passover with my disciple? And he shall show you a large upper room furnished, then make ready. And they went and found as he had said, and they made ready the Passover. Just to reiterate that the Messiah kept the Passover. We too must also keep the Passover. Verse 14, And when the hour was come, he sat down, and the 12 apostles with him. And he said unto them, With desire I have desired to eat this Passover with you before I suffer. For I say unto you, I will not any more eat thereof until it be fulfilled in the kingdom. He was telling them that this was the last Passover that he was eating before he left. And he took the cup and gave thanks and said, Take this and divide it among yourselves. For I say unto you, I will not drink of the fruit of the vine until the kingdom of Yahuwah shall come. In other words, this is my last drink of wine. Okay? He was not saying that his disciples, should not drink wine anymore. He was saying this was the last time he was drinking wine, because he knew that he would be crucified. And he took bread and gave thanks and brake it, and gave unto them, saying, This is my body which is given for you. This do in remembrance of me. In other words, whenever you are keeping the Passover, there is no another element apart from the Passover meal. When the Passover meal is finished, then we have this part of it, which is the Master's Supper, where break bread in remembrance of him, drink wine in remembrance of him. Let's go. And he took bread and gave thanks and brake it and gave unto them, saying, This is my body which is given for you. This do in remembrance of me. Likewise also the cup after supper, saying, This cup is the New Testament in my blood, which is shed for you. And that cup had wine in it. But behold, the hand of him that betrayeth me is with me on the table. All right? So just wanted to show who and what the Messiah instructed us to do with the Passover. All right? So there we have the 2 aspects of the Passover. The wine from the vine, yeah. Sister Bernadette, you hear alcoholic wine. Let us be merry as we take part in this feast. Queenie, don't bother go and drink and get drunk. Alright? Those who directly, you have some people directly not drinking wine. Well, the grape juice is there. That is also juice from the vine. The Christians only take one part of what the Messiah said, and that is how the Holy Communion came by. Yes, as usual, they only take one part. Yeah? So, that is the Passover. But then now, as I said, the Passover is paired with another feast, the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Here's how it goes. Passover begins tomorrow evening. Alright? Prepare it in the evening and eat it in the night. Whatever you eat, you get rid of it from tomorrow night. Don't keep it over till the morning, or else you'll have to burn it in the morning. Right. But the next day is a Sabbath, the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Now, the Feast of Unleavened Bread is a 7-day feast whereby we are instructed not to eat anything with leaven or anything with yeast in it. All right? That is to commemorate us leaving Egypt when our people did not have time to use yeast in their bread in order to get it to ferment. But it sounds silly to some, but there is a spiritual side to that. The Messiah said to his disciples, beware of the leaven of the Pharisees. Beware of the leaven of the Pharisees. Now, the leaven of the Pharisees, Brother Wayne asked a question. I'm going to come to that. The leaven of the Pharisees is actually anything that you add that causes you to sin. So that is the impact and the significance of leaven. Unleavened means you go natural. As Jamaicans would say, you go ital. As natural as possible. Yeah? And that brings me to Wayne's question. He said if you should season the lamb. There is no instruction as to whether to season the lamb. So, as I said, I will not speak on anything that has for which I have no scriptural backing. Yeah? So, I can't help you with that one. So, the leaven is anything that you add that puffs up anything. So that is the significance of yeast. You put the yeast and you make bun for Easter. That puffs up the bun. But the Most High said no yeast. We should only eat anything with flour. And when you fry the flour, whatever the flour remains the same. That's how it is with us. We should only follow His commandments and do not add nor take away from His word. That is the whole spiritual implication of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. And these Jewish people have added to the word, which is why the Messiah told his disciples, beware of the leaven of the Pharisees. That is what they have done over time. And that is how they have done, and they have added to the word. That is how you get Sabbath starting from evening. That is leaven they have added to the word. Sabbath begins at dawn. All right? I have an article on our website, justtheword.org. When does the Sabbath begins? I suggest everyone reads that, okay? Okay, Queenie says she seasons hers but with natural seasoning, which she made by herself. Okay, Chef. Chef Queenie, how you mean? Yes. So, yes, so that's the significance of leaven. But, Queenie, Wayne says to tell him what to use. So, after Passover is over, then it flows into the Feast of Unleavened Bread, which starts the next morning. Now, that morning, which is, today is what? Monday? So, Tuesday night, Wednesday morning now, we have a Sabbath, which is the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread, where we have a holy convocation. That means we have a meeting, and for our group, all right, for our group, we meet online, and we will be sending out an invitation as usual for you. We usually start with a teaching for you to partake of our teaching. Oh yes, and Sister Sophie pointed out thank you sis, a very important note that no leaven should be found in your household. The Most High said, from the Passover, you must not eat any leaven starting at the Passover tomorrow evening. But for the entire week, 7 days, it says no leaven should be found in your household. So, at this time of the year, what we usually do, we usually check the ingredients of the stuff that is in our cupboards, in our refrigerator, to make sure that there is nothing with leaven in it. If there is leaven, we put it out of the house. Because the Most High specifically stated, let me see if I find it, specifically stated that we must not have any leaven. Verse 15, Exodus 12. 7 days shall you eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eats leaven from the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel. You see how serious the Most High is? These things that we take trivially, the Most High says that soul shall be cut off if you eat anything with leaven for the entire week. Most High doesn't play. This is not Christianity where you do as you will. And whatever you want to do, you do. No, the Most High doesn't play. Here, you do what the Father says, because we believe in Him and believe that whatever He says we should do, it is in our best interest. He knows more than me, so I don't spend my time trying to figure out, oh, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, no. He is all wise. Whatever He says, that's what we will do, because He says if we obey His commandments, then we will have long life. So whatever He gives us to do, it extends our life. So we believe in Him. And in the first day there shall be a holy assembly. That's what I told you. Wednesday we shall be meeting. Wednesday is a Sabbath. And in the 7th day there shall be a holy assembly to you. So the first day and the last day both now are Sabbaths. So the 8th and the 14th are Sabbaths. There shall be a holy assembly to you. No manner of work shall be done in them. No work Wednesday. No work the 14th. Remember that. Save that which every man must eat. That only may be done of you. So you can only prepare food on those days, but no servile work. No work. No work. Rest. Rest on yourself on those 2 days. And ye shall guard the feast of unleavened bread. Hear what He says? We should guard it. That's how He values it, He's telling us as his servants, guard it, protect it for Him. Alright? For in the selfsame day have I brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore, ye shall guard this day in your generations by an ordinance forever. In your generations, most of you reading this are Israelites. So if a spouse is not yet on board, can I obey on my own, or will I be cut off? Well, if the person is not obedient, you cannot force the person to be obedient, because what is happening, John, is that we are in captivity. Everything is not going to be perfect for us. We cannot keep the feast perfectly. And someone said this to me, and I always remember it. He is saying that we are going to feel the frustration of our friends or families not keeping the feast, and we wanting to serve Yahuwah the right way and keep His feast, but we are not going to be able to because we are in captivity. So we are going to feel what it is like to be in captivity and to feel the effects of the sins of our fathers that it has brought on us. So that when we finally get into the land, we will rejoice that now all of us, everybody in the land now, will be in one accord, keeping the same feast and the same at the same time. Yeah. So it is one of the things with captivity. Certain things we're just not gonna get right. All right. All right. And in the first day shall be a holy assembly, and in the 7th day, I said that already. Or ye shall guard it. Therefore shall ye guard this day in your generations by an ordinance forever. Alright? So, unleavened bread for the whole week. Hey, Sister Marlene, shalom. Bless you. Yeah, so for the whole week, unleavened bread. Alright? And that unleavened bread, and trust me when I tell you, those who have never ever kept this feast, it might sound silly. That is the thing with Yahuwah's feast. When He tells you what to do, it sounds silly. But when you actually do them, it is very spiritually fulfilling. Very spiritually fulfilling. Because there is the physical aspect and the spiritual aspect. And they both come together to make it very fulfilling. Alright? So, for example, keeping keeping the unleavened bread, you put the leaven out of your houses, you are actually physically alert every time, ensuring that you do not eat leaven. That puts you on your P's and Q's and keeps you in the spirit, keeps you attached to what is happening. All right? Compare this with, for example, with this Christian feast of Easter. Okay, we're celebrating the death of the Messiah, Easter. What do? You eat bread, you eat bun, and you eat cakes. All right? There is nothing to learn spiritually from it. Nothing at all. Every year they come and do the same thing. You see the show movies with him on the cross and whatever. There is nothing to learn. These feasts are deep. And at the end, every year at the end of unleavened bread, I am spiritually fulfilled, cleansed, and feeling like I am on cloud 9, if there's such a thing. Yes? So, this is the Passover. And as I said, we encourage everyone to want to keep the Passover. This is for the children of Israel forever. There is a plague that is upon this earth. Yes? And in the entire earth now is Egypt. This is another thing that I should show you. Jeremiah 16 verse 14 to 15. Let me get there and show you that Egypt is now the entire earth. In our time, there will be no Egypt the land, it is Egypt the world. Let me get there. So that the plagues as it is now. Alright. Jeremiah 16 verse 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahuwah, that it shall no more be said, no more, that Yahuwah liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. So no more Egypt, the physical Egypt that is down there in Africa. But Yahuwah liveth that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands where he had driven them. And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. So now, Egypt is now all the lands where he has driven us. So Egypt is the United States, where our brothers are. Egypt is Jamaica, Barbados. Egypt is in West Africa. Egypt is in South Africa, East Africa. All the places where our people are. Some of our people are still in Asia, some in Asia, some all over. Our people are all over. The whole entire earth is now Egypt. Alright? So, because this plague is upon the entire earth, this entire earth plague is on Egypt. And people, open up your eyes and see who are getting these plagues. Italy. That is Rome. Right? That is the heart of Babylon. Alright? Those are the people who have caused so much wickedness and gave us the religion of Christianity, the evil religion of Christianity. They killed the Messiah. They killed hundreds of thousands of our people. They were the ones who are responsible for us being here in captivity. Alright? Because the Pope sanctioned the slave trade, gave his blessing to the slave trade to enslave these people. They are in all this mess. They get in the brunt of it. United States, I won't even ask. They have our people down there, treating our people for hundreds of years, exploiting our people and treating our people like dirt for ages. Spain, oh Spain, so much atrocities have been committed against our people by the Spaniards. So much atrocity. Oh, les France, les Bleus. So much atrocities have been committed by les Bleus against our people, the Haitians. Yes? In West Africa. The Dutch, reeling as well, the Germans, all of these evil people who have done evil to the children of Israel. These are the people who are feeling it. So this is this plague that is upon Egypt. And the escape from Egypt was the Passover. And think about it. What a unique time for the Passover to occur. Right in the height of this plague. Alright? And think about it. the churches are closed. What is that telling you? People open and go in the churches, bam, coronavirus hit them. How many pastors have died and how many church members have contracted the plague? He is telling you the Passover. Just think, open your spiritual eyes. Keep my Passover. Keep my feasts. Alright? As he said in Leviticus 23, verse 1. Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, even these are my feasts. Let me get it. Even these are my feasts. He claims his feasts. The feasts are his. So we honor him by keeping his feasts. It is not the Jewish feasts. Feasts are his. And Yahuwah spoke unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, concerning the feasts of Yahuwah, which ye shall proclaim to be holy assemblies, even these are my feasts. Twice he said it. He said the feast of Yahuwah, and he said, even these are my feasts. He's claiming it. All right? So, we honor him by keeping the feast that he claimed. Now, what is Easter? Think about it on the other hand. What is Easter? And let me tell you something. This is no joke. Go and research it. Easter is the feast of Ishtar. Easter is dedicated to the idol, the queen of heaven. Alright? Ishtar, Isis, Eostra, Easter, Aphrodite, Venus, Diana, Diana of Ephesus, Holy Mary, Mother of God, all of these, Cybele, all of these are names for Ishtar, the queen of heaven. Alright? Because the religion, when we got Christianity, we got Christianity from the Gentiles. And the Gentiles only worship idols. Psalm 96 verse 5 says, all the gods of the Gentiles are idols. They worship idols. 1 Corinthians 10:20 tells us the things that the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils. So Easter is in sacrifice to devils, to Ishtar. Alright? See what did the Most High do with Easter this year? He put it aside. You can't even celebrate your Easter. It is dedicated to devils. Jeremiah 2:11 tells you that they, as a nation, change their gods, which are yet no gods. So, they worship idols, they sacrifice to devils, and they never change their gods. And these are the people who gave you that, that feast, the feast of Ishtar. Alright? So my people, I am just beseeching you, just kick away religion. Just kick away religion and have the heart to celebrate the Father. Remember, the first commandment is to love Yahuwah with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind. So when you love him, all your heart, soul, and mind, you're not going to want to dishonor him by keeping these wicked feasts. Yes? And Easter is nothing new. It is in Jeremiah 7. Verse 18, the children gather wood, and the fathers kindle the fire, and the women knead their dough to make cakes to the queen of heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto other gods, that they may provoke me to anger. Alright? These are some of the common things we usually have in our homes. Cake, biscuits, bread, baking powder, baking soda. Yes. So in other words, from those days, the children of Israel were going after the queen of heaven, baking cakes. One of those cakes we keep telling Jamaicans is the Jamaican Easter bun, which we got from the English hot cross bun. When the English colonized this place, they brought with them this Ishtar worship, and they gave us hot cross bun. And what did we do? We Jamaicanized the hot cross bun, and so we get our Jamaican bun. And so every Easter we eat bun in total rebellion against the Most High. Right? Just like they do in Jeremiah 7:18, celebrating Easter in honor of the Queen of Heaven. Honoring the Queen of Heaven and dishonoring the Most High, who said around this time, do not eat anything with leaven. The opposite. Satan does the opposite. And we have followed him most of our lives. Now is the time. All right? It's not hard tomorrow to celebrate the Passover. Nothing great about it. Have your Passover meal and so you be not cut off from Israel. All right? Queenie said Easter cancel. Queenie says we see the fire in Rome burning. I say let it burn. When we get to understand the wickedness that is upon this earth, you know. Marlene, is it the first time that you will be celebrating Passover? Yeah, I'm just curious. Yeah. So so now is the time to celebrate this feast, and now is the time to kick out that Easter. No Easter bun. No leaven. Oh, Marlene, okay, no. Yes, so that is it. Any other questions or comments? I am here. If I can answer, I will answer. Yeah. So happy to see everyone on, and in this very, very important holiday, important for us. And we have, as I started it out, what time is it? We have to know the time. All right? We have to know the time. This plague that is out here on us, it probably started out with the heathen, with the Gentiles doing their thing, trying to set up their system, but the Most High, as we can see, has kind of turned it around on them. Okay. Marlene says, love this teaching. Please don't go. I'm enjoying. Okay. Yeah. So, they might have done this for evil, but the Most High has turned it around on them. And as we see, they are getting their whooping. And many of us, a lot of us do not understand the evil that these people perpetrate upon this earth. They are evil. Evil. People who are leaders, the people who are leaders of our countries, leaders of our religions, these Christian people who say they are Christian, evil. Oh boys, thing outside. They are evil. Alright? So it's time for us to wrench ourselves away from the world. As it says in 1 John 2:15, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. So it's time for us to wrench ourselves away from the world. And how do we do that? We take ourselves from off the time clock of the world and then put ourselves in line with the time clock of the Most High. Yes? And when you put yourself in the time clock of the Most High, then you know that you are in line for his eternal life. Because Christianity, as we said, is not on the time clock of the Most High. It is on man's time clock. The Gentiles have set up their religion and set up their traditions for us to follow. But these are not the traditions of the Father. Case in point, church. All right? If church was the correct mode of worship, then church would be protected through this plague. All right? Church is not on the right time clock. Not on the right time clock. Christianity is not on the right time clock. All right? We are the children of Israel. And I keep saying, those of us who doubt it, go and read Deuteronomy 28. All right? Go and read Deuteronomy 28. Go and study the history of the Israelites escaping the Romans, the same Romans that are getting the beating. Go and read the history of our people escaping the Romans and fleeing into North Africa, East Africa, down to South Africa and to West Africa. Go and study the history of our people setting up the kingdom of Judah right where, at the place that became the slave coast. Right? And our people being sent into bondage in accordance with the curses of Deuteronomy 28, when the Most High promised that we would go into bondage. Let me go there. We would go into bondage because of the sins of our fathers. And I'm going to go there and show where Christianity comes in, where we got Christianity from. Christianity is a curse upon us. It is punishment upon us. I'm going to show you. So we have Deuteronomy 28. Because people ask all the time and how we know the strongest verse that lets us know. Verse 68. And Yahuwah shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. That very line. Yahuwah shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. And remember, we just showed that Egypt again will be the whole world. Right? But we also need to understand now what Egypt means. So we go to Exodus 20 verse 2. Exodus 20 verse 2 to see what Egypt means. And it says, I am Yahuwah thy Elohim, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. In other words, Egypt means house of bondage. In other words, Egypt means house of slavery. In other words, Egypt means slavery. So when we go back to Deuteronomy 28:68, and Yahuwah shall bring thee into Egypt, that should read, and Yahuwah shall bring thee into slavery again with ships. Right? And we know our foreparents, millions were brought into slavery with ships. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, because he had said, if we obeyed, we would not see it again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies, for bondmen and bondwomen, for slave men and slave women. And the last part is very important. It says, and no man shall buy you. That buy there means redeem. No man shall redeem you. And we know that the Torah had provisions that when you have a slave, someone can buy or redeem it. In other words, what the Messiah was saying, no man shall free you. We see Marcus Garvey coming and trying to free the people. We see Malcolm X, we see Martin Luther King and several other people trying to free our people. The Most High said there from that, he says, nobody's going to free you except me. Alright? And very importantly, our forefathers were also beaten to accept Christianity, of course. Because Christianity was our punishment. Go to verse 64. If we are the children of Israel and we came, here is also another curse that he gave unto us. He gave us a curse of our religion. He said that we would serve wood and stone. We would serve our gods that our foreparents never knew. And these are the gods of Christianity and Islam, all right, that our parents never knew. That is the curse. Christianity is a curse. Verse 64. And Yahuwah shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither you nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone, idols. Now remember we said, Psalm 96 verse 5, all the gods of the Gentiles are idols. They gave us the names of their gods, their idols, and we are worshipping them. In Christianity, Jesus Christ is their made-up name. It's not the original name. It's a made up name. It's the name of their idols. Jesus, Zeus. Right? The Lord is Baal. God is the God of fortune. Pronounced God, G-A-W-D, or in Scandinavia, it's good. So they gave us the names of their idols to worship. All right? In fulfillment of this promise. All right? But now that we know, we come out of their religion. All right? And we come out of their religion and we turn back to the Most High. As he said in Jeremiah 28, I think he says, turn to me and I will turn to you. And he said, in the land of their captivity, they shall turn to me and pray and I will hear them. All right? So this is our opportunity now, those who have never kept it before, to turn back now to Yahuwah and turn away from the gods of the Gentiles. All right? All right. So, any questions? Any other comments? Yep. So, if you also go into some deep studies as well, and I've gone into some deep studies, and I'm sorry that I didn't keep the things that I got. How our foreparents were beaten to accept Christianity. It is very heart-wrenching. I read, and these are some real good studies that go back way, some ancient studies. That our people, but they have hidden these things because they don't want us to know. All right? How our foreparents even killed their children for their children to escape Christianity. They said some of them even tore their children limb to limb. Killed their children and killed themselves just to not be forced into slavery and to force to accept Christianity. All right? So it is very heart-wrenching what mass suicide by our people. All right? To accept Christianity. And our people were beaten in public, tortured, yes, in public, for them to bow and to follow the religion of Christianity. It is not ours. It is the white man's religion. It is not ours. All right? They are the oppressors. They are the wicked. And they gave us their religions in order to keep us in servitude. The other day we saw the slave Bible that surfaced. They took out all of the things that would let us know who we are, and left in it all of the things that made the slaves subservient to them. It's not our religion. Christianity is not ours, brothers and sisters. Our Father called us not in religion. Our Father called us in obedience to Him, to love our neighbors as ourselves, our fellow Israelites as ourselves. All right? He didn't call us to love everybody, because the entire earth, rest of the nations hate us. The rest of the nations scheme to wipe us off the map. All right? They come together as confederates to wipe us off the map. And this is what they have done over there. They are doing, when you see the French trying to say that they are going to try the vaccines on our people, they want to destroy our people. That is what they have done for ages. Every new vaccine, every new disease, it surfaces in West Africa. Always West Africa. Why? Because that is where the children of Israel are. Yeah? That is where a lot of the children of Israel still are, because that was where we came from. All right? So they are still there. So they are always striving to wipe out our people. And it's always nice to include Psalms 82 to let us know that these people are not our friends. All right? These people are not our friends. Soon come to that question, Queenie. Psalms 82, 83, to get an idea of what is happening, what has been happening in the world from the time of King David, and is still happening today that we cannot see it. There are invisible forces. The entire world, everything that is happening in the world is based on us. All right? Based on us, because we are the select and the chosen and preferred of the Father. And the Father told us that in the end, they are going to be our servants and we are going to be set over them. So they conspire their entire time ensuring that we are always down the bottom. That's why you can see our people cannot rise. Even America, most prosperous country, our people cannot rise there. The only time our people really rise is when we entertain them. Sports, music, we rise in those things because we're entertaining them. Let's say, okay, but otherwise, they set their system to keep us suppressed. And let's see, Psalm 83 tells us why. Why all of that, all right? So let's see Psalm 83. This is a conspiracy, and this is what you call the United Nations. This is how it's manifest today. The United Nations is a conspiracy of nations against the children of Israel. Psalm 83 verse 1. Keep not thy silence, O Elohim. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Elohim. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult. These people who gave us Christianity, they are the enemies of the Father. All right? They are the enemies of the Father. And they have tried to make us be also the enemies of the Father. Lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They hate Yahuwah. So two things. They are his enemies, and they hate him. And here who also he hates, they hate as well. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have consulted against his people who are hidden. That's us. Hidden from the world. Not even us know who we are. Right? And the reason we are hidden is because our fathers transgressed. And the Most High said, the ox knoweth his own and the donkey his master's crib, but Israel does not know. And in Jeremiah 17:4 he says, you shall discontinue from the heritage that I gave thee. So the Most High deliberately made us not able to see. So we are hidden. But these nations now know who we are. So they consult against us because they know that we are the hidden, set apart children of the Most High that we ourselves do not know. All right? They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, hear what they say, come, let us cut them off from being a nation. That's why they keep telling us and convincing you to let us believe that we are nobodies, that we are not the children of Israel, we are not set apart. All right? They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. All right? So, they are trying their best to wipe us off the face of the earth, face of the map. All right? And verse 6 tells us who there is some of these people. The tabernacles of Edom. Right? The Edomites, these are the people who are ruling the world. The people in these nations, the primary nations who are getting beating in this coronavirus, these are the Edomites. Yeah? I have a video on our YouTube channel. Who are the Edomites today? Very informative, yes? Where we dig into it and trace the Edomites even right down here to Jamaica. Very informative. You can check out my channel, our channel, Just a Word, on YouTube. Alright? The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites. The Ishmaelites are the Arab, the son of Ishmael, the Arabs. These people are our enemies. These people hate us. Alright? And conspire to wipe us off the map. And it tells us the others: Moab, Agarenes, Gebal and Ammon, Amalek, the Philistines, the inhabitants of Tyre, Ashur, the Assyrians, and the children of Lot. So all of these people hate us and want to wipe us off the map. Brother Brian, please highlight that it says Israel and not Christianity. Oh, you mean Psalm 83? Okay, Psalm 83, verse 4. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. That's very important. A nation, as I always keep saying. Yeah? The Bible is about nations, not a religion. It's about one nation, the children of Israel, and not a religion, Christianity. Alright? So it says, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Alright? They want to cut us off the map. They don't want us to exist. Alright? Let me go back to Sister Queenie had asked a question. It says suicide is one sin will not be forgiven of, so our forefathers that killed their child and themselves, not to accept Christianity, what will become of them? It is said that suicide is one sin that will not be forgiven. The Most High, but sometimes you can't understand how the Most High, you can't figure out how the Most High will deal with things. Can't use a blanket thing, you know, because the Most High, He honors zeal. That's a very important thing. Phineas saw a child of Israel with a stranger, so a non-Israelite. All right? And Phineas threw his spear and ran his spear through them. And the Most High looked upon it as righteousness. And the Most High made a promise and said, you are a priest forever. You're a priest. Your lineage will be priests to me forever because you were zealous for my name. So I don't know what to say because they were zealous for Yahuwah. So who knows what he will do. Yeah? Yep. Until we make pain. So much of our history has been destroyed. So glad the Most High chose and enlighten you to bring his message of clarity to his people so we know who we truly are. Yes, so who are here to hear, let them hear. This is a thing, as I said, this was something that I fought against. I didn't just jump up and say, yes, I am an Israelite. This is something I actually used to fight against. I used to rebel against it. But until the Most High showed me who I am plainly, and then he showed me who we are as a people. Yeah? And then when I got this understanding, I realized that you cannot understand the Bible unless you look at it as a child of Israel. Which brings us back to Psalm 147. And I tell these Christians, you cannot understand the Bible as a Christian. Any Christian listening to this, I tell you plain and straight, you cannot understand the Bible as a Christian. Psalm 147 verse 19. Psalm 147 verse 19 and 20. The only people that he gave is Israel. Only people that he gave his understanding is Israel. Psalm 147 verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation. So only Israel alone he shows his truth. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahuwah. So if you are even an Israelite and you are looking at it from a Gentile standpoint, you cannot understand it. Right? Cannot understand it. It has to be looked at from an Israelite. Alright? Because the Gentiles, the God of the Gentiles is another thing. Alright? That you have to understand. The difference between God and Yahuwah. God, who everybody calls God, is the God of this world, who is the God of fortune, who is God, who is lurking behind there is Hasatan. Alright? Yahuwah is the Elohim of Israel and none else. Here's the difference. Christian man will tell you, or the Yahweh man will tell you, that Yahweh is the God of everybody. Christian will tell you, the Lord is the God of everyone. Alright? But the Bible tells you that Yahuwah is the Elohim of Israel and none else. right? The God of everybody means the God of this world. And we know in 2 Corinthians 4 verse 4, let me just say that so I get it exactly correct. 2 Corinthians 4 verse 4, we know that the God of this world is Satan. 2 Corinthians 4 verse 4. Verse 3, start at verse 3. But if our gospel is hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not. The God of this world is Satan. Lest the light of the splendid or glorious gospel of Messiah, who is the image of Yahuwah, should shine unto them. So in following the God of everybody, the God of this world, then you cannot see the glorious or the splendid gospel. So this is why that assembly that I used to attend, the congregation of Yahweh, they have put out that they are going to, and I know it is in contradiction to what I teach, they are putting out their for their Feast of Unleavened Bread, they are going to look at the gospel. And they are going to present the gospel from the standpoint of the God of everybody. And it is going to look good and it's going to look right, because guess what? When I was in there, it sounded right to me. But when you come out and you realize that Yahuwah is set apart, is not God, is the Elohim of Israel, and the only way for others to join themselves to him is for others to join themselves to Israel, not to have their own thing, right? When you realize that, okay, then you will look at the gospel now will come out, and you will see that the gospel also involves judgment to the Gentiles for their wickedness, and that the gospel also involves the Gentiles being in servitude to the Israelites in the end. Yes? So that's why I'm telling you, you cannot understand the Bible until you look at it from the standpoint of Israel. Joel 2:27. Joel 2:27. Joel 2:27 tells you who Yahuwah is. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel. This is Yahuwah speaking. And that I am Yahuwah, your Elohim, and none else. In other words, I am the Elohim of Israel and the Elohim of none other nation. Let me read it again. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am Yahuwah your Elohim, and none else. And my people shall never be ashamed. The children of Israel shall never be ashamed. All right? Now, when you look at that now, and then you look on the gospel, let's go to the gospel, and we're going to see that they have the God of this world, the Christianity, the Yahweh people. Everybody who says Yahuwah, or whatever they call him, is the God of this world. Let's see what they are missing out. The gospel is in Isaiah 61. Isaiah 61. The Spirit of Yahuwah Elohim is upon me, because Yahuwah hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound. This is the same gospel that the Messiah spoke about in Luke. All right? When he went into the temple and he spoke about it. To proclaim the acceptable year of Yahuwah. And then hear this. And the day of vengeance of our Elohim. The day of vengeance. This is the day of his wrath. All right? Christianity does not preach this. Right? To comfort all they that mourn. To appoint unto them that mourn in Zion. To give unto them beauty for ashes. The oil of joy for mourning. The garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. So he's speaking about to them that mourn in Zion. The gospel is for the children of Israel. For them that mourn in Zion. Israel. Right? The garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of Yahuwah, that he might be glorified. Now here is another part of the gospel that they do not, that they leave out. They throw out. And they shall build the old wastes, they shall raise up the former desolations, and they shall repair the waste cities, the desolations of many generations. Here is one part that they ignore now. Hear this now. Because they worship the God of everybody, and the Gentiles have convinced them that everybody is equal, and everybody is the same, and everybody this, and everybody that, they have left out this part of the gospel. Hear this, verse 5. And strangers shall stand and feed your flocks. The strangers shall be the servants or the slaves of the children of Israel in the kingdom. And servants shall stand and feed your flocks. Strangers shall stand and feed your flocks. And the sons of the alien shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers. But ye shall be called the priests of Yahuwah. So the children of Israel shall be the priests. The strangers, the Gentiles, shall be the servants. Men shall call you the ministers of our Elohim. Ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their splendor shall ye boast yourselves. So anybody from these groups, when they do this, ask them, what about verses 5 and 6? Isn't that the gospel as well? Ask them that. Isn't that the gospel? And ask them again how elsewhere again it is stated again that the strangers shall be servants to the children of Israel in the kingdom. Ask them about Amos 9 verse 11. Amos 9 verses 11 to 12. Ask them about this. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen. This is speaking about end times. End times when the Messiah returns. Here's what's going to happen when the Messiah returns. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof. And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. In other words, when the Messiah returns, he will set up the kingdom just as in the days of David. Right? That is when all 12 tribes will be together. And here's what will happen. And never forget, when David was ruling, the Edomites were the servants, and all the other nations were the servants of the Israelites. This is what is going to happen again when the Messiah returns. Verse 12. That they, the children of Israel, may possess or own, that they may possess the remnant of Edom. The children of Israel are going to own the Edomites. The Edomites are going to be the servants or the slaves of the children of Israel. That they may possess the remnant of Edom and of all the heathen which are called by my name. What is he saying? We shall own the Edomites and every other Gentile who are called by his name. That means every other Gentiles that follow the Messiah. They shall be servants to the children of Israel in the kingdom. It's the exact same thing that Isaiah 61 verse 5 to 6 says. Strangers shall stand and feed your flock in the kingdom while you shall be priests. Only the children of Israel can be priests. I also have another video on that on my YouTube channel. Why Gentiles cannot be priests. And an article on our website, justaword.org. Why Gentiles cannot be priests of the Most High. Only the children of Israel. Only the children of Israel can be holy. Only the children of Israel can be the saints. Only the children of Israel can be priests. And only the children of Israel will rule in the kingdom. Others will be there. They will get land, but they will be servants to the children of Israel. That's what the Bible says. Don't have time to go into all of the precepts. Many precepts can go into that. Don't have time to get it. But when the people present that Feast of Unleavened Bread about the gospel, ask them what about the strangers being servants to the children of Israel. Because what they don't understand, these Gentiles, over 400 and 500 years, they have committed extreme atrocities upon this earth. They have had us in slavery. They have enjoyed, enjoyed the riches of this earth off our backs. They killed our four parents. They killed our children. They raped our women. They took away the wives of our men. They sodomized our men in public. They beat our men. They fed our babies to alligators. And these people have not been recompensed. My Father is not God. My Father is Yahuwah Sabaoth. What does Sabaoth mean? Of hosts. It means of armies. He's a real bad man. He is the righteous judge. So these people, they are not going to get away with what they did. They are not going to get away. I will recompense their way unto them double. So the slavery that they took us into and all of the things that they did to us, the Most High is going to let us now turn it around, and we are going to be the slave masters. They are going to be our servants. All right? Don't get it? I have a video as well called Israel My Inheritance. Over 2 hours. Over 2 hours. Oh yes, Sister Sophia, I'll make a video of it. It will be on it. Over 2 hours on that video that goes into detail, that shows the inheritance of Yahuwah, which is Israel. Israel is his inheritance. The inheritance of Israel, which is the land of Israel, plus they will inherit the Gentiles, and the inheritance of the Gentiles, which will be land in Israel. 3 different sets of inheritance. And I went into detail to show, without a doubt, that the children of Israel will be ruling the world, ruling Israel, and the Gentiles shall be our servants. All right? So, let me see if there's anything else. Oh, yeah, that being said, that's why the Messiah speak to the non-Israelite in parables. Yes. The Pharisees and Sadducees are carnal-minded. Yes. So, if you don't have the desire for the word, you're not going to understand it. You are not going to understand the word if you don't have the desire for it, and if you don't look on it as it is written to the children of Israel. The Gentiles took it. This is the time of the Gentiles. Another thing to understand again. I wonder if any Christian is understanding. All right? This is the time of the Gentiles. Understand the history of our people. We are the only people that he really, truly, truly, truly loves. He loves us. He says we are special above everybody upon the face of the earth. All right? And in Isaiah 40 verse 17, let us look what he thinks about the other nations. Before I go any further, we have to know what he thinks about the other nations. Isaiah 40 verse 17. I never meant to be this long, but since things are coming out, might as well bring them out. Isaiah 40 verse 17. Hear this. This is what he thinks about the other nations. These are the nations that gave you Christianity and tell you that you and them are equal. Here's what he thinks about them. Alright? Isaiah 40 verse 17. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing, and vanity. You hear that? He counts anybody who is not an Israelite as less than nothing. What does Christianity teach us and Yahwehism teach us? Everybody is equal. That's not what the Bible says. Yeah? And if we go to 2nd Esdras, let's go to 2nd Esdras and see it's even worse than that. 2nd Esdras is one of the books that was in the Bible, and these Gentiles took it out of the Bible. These evil Gentiles took it out of the Bible. Let's see what he says about what he thinks about the other nations. All right? Upon the 6th day, 2nd Esdras 6 verse 53. Oh, Arlene, good observation. I'm going to come back to that after. Good observation. 2nd Esdras 6 verse 53. Just want to continue to say what he thinks about the nations, the Gentiles, to show our people that everybody is not equal. It's not business as usual and everybody equal. It's about us. A free thing, a free sin thing, as we say in Jamaica. But they took it and made it about them and say it's everybody. 2nd Esdras 6:53. Upon the 6th day, he was speaking about the creation. Upon the 6th day thou gavest commandment unto the earth, that before thee it should bring forth beasts, cattle, and creeping things. Then he's speaking now about the creation of man. Verse 54. And after these Adam also, whom thou madest master over all thy creatures. Of him come we all. All men, he says, come from Adam. And the people also whom thou hast chosen, Israelites, came from Adam. All this have I spoken before thee, O Yahuwah, because thou madest the world for our sakes. Hear what he just says? Yahuwah made the world for our sakes. He didn't make it for everybody. He made it for the sake of the children of Israel. Understand the thing. Now hear about what he thinks about the other people now. As for the other people, which also come of Adam, that means Adam, the other people are not Israelites. Hear this. Thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and hast lightened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. So just like when you spit, and that spit drives up, and you don't remember that spit, that's how he thinks about the other nations. Just like when you're carrying water, the water drop from the bucket, you just carry on. You don't have any regrets about that water or remember it. That is how he thinks about the other nations. Yeah? Understand that. We are precious in his sight. We are precious and special above everybody else. Yes? But whenever we transgress his covenant, he treats us like the enemy. He turns around, and when he turns around from us, and he turns his face from us, he treats us worse than an enemy. So whenever we transgress, what he does, he blesses our enemies. So, Egypt, when we were in Egypt, Egypt was blessed. Egypt was the greatest kingdom on earth. When we were in Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar could boast and go out on the balcony and say, look at Babylon that I have built. And the Most High said, huh? What did you just say? You do this? I made him eat grass to let him know that it was the Most High who blessed him. And why did the Most High bless him? Because his people were in captivity there. So wherever we are, in order to bring us to jealousy and in order to punish us, the Most High blesses those to whom we are in captivity to. So each time we're in captivity, that nation that has us in captivity is the richest and most powerful nation in the world. It happened in Egypt. It happened in Babylon. It happened in Assyria. It happened in Greece. It happened in Rome. It happened in America. The richest and most powerful countries. If you want to find out where the children of Israel are, look where the richest and most powerful countries are when we are in sojourn. We are sojourning. Alright? And also, when we are in captivity, 2nd Baruch 67. This is another book that is not in the Bible. 2nd Baruch 67. Let me see if I can find it. 2nd Baruch. Okay, give me a... whenever we are in captivity, the Most High also blesses their gods and gives their idols power. 2nd Baruch. 2nd Baruch. Where is it? I have to find it. I have to find it because 2nd Baruch. Baruch. I got it. 778. This is very important. Yeah, very important. 2nd Baruch. 778. 2nd Baruch 67. Very important. Is it 67 or... No, it's not 67. Where is it again? Or 63. I want to find that. No, I won't find it tonight. But what it says, what 2nd Baruch actually says, is that whenever the children of Israel are in captivity, the Most High gives power to the idols of the Gentiles. Very important that we understand that. So that is why we can sing, there is power in the name of Jesus. Jesus is an idol. Jesus is an idol. Zeus is an idol. But because it is the time of the Gentiles, the Most High has hid his face from his people. The Most High has hid his face from his people. And so he has given power to the idols of the nation. But we see it coming to an end. This coronavirus thing, COVID-19, is near the end of the time of the Gentiles when he's taking away the power. And you're going to see the power of this Jesus power is going to be taken away. That is why he's taking away the power from the church, from the temple of the Gentiles. Yes? And from the pastors. Now, we see people mocking the pastors and saying, how we don't see the pastors going to heal people with COVID-19? Why don't they go to the hospitals? We see people because the power is being taken away from the idols of the Gentiles. Yes? I want to find that verse, because it is so powerful in 2nd Baruch. But see, I won't find it tonight. So that is what is happening. So this false religion that we have, Christianity, and we see the power in it, is a combination of several things. The Most High giving power to the nations, and also the strong delusion because Christians do not want to believe the truth. 2 Thessalonians 2 verse 9 to 12. 2 Thessalonians 2 verse 9. Another thing about Christianity is the delusion. If you do not want to believe the truth of the Most High is going to let you believe a lie. Get that? So the onus on us is not to look to see what works. And this is what has trapped a lot of people. When you go to them and tell them Christianity is wrong, this is wrong, it is not right, they tell you, but I see healing in Jesus' name, I see that. Don't let your eyes fool you. The Most High will make you believe a lie. He will make everything look perfect and strong. He will give power to the idols just because you do not have the heart to follow his truth. 2 Thessalonians 2 verse 9. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. In other words, his coming was prophesied of being a power that has signs and lying wonders. That means there are going to be wonders, but they're going to be lies. Right? And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish. There that line? Deceivableness of unrighteousness. That means unrighteousness is going to deceive us. Right? In them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. So, we don't love the truth, so we love unrighteousness. The unrighteousness is going to deceive us. And because of that, we can't be saved in the end. As the Messiah said, he that endureth to the end will be saved, right? And for this cause means because you don't want to believe the truth, and you have your pleasure in unrighteousness, here is what I'm going to do for you now. Here's what I'm going to do. Since you don't want to hear the truth, here's what I'm going to do. For this cause, Yahuwah shall send them strong delusion. Delusion is a lie that looks like the truth. Yahuwah shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie. That they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. So as long as you have had pleasure in unrighteousness, And we're telling you about Christianity and its unrighteousness, the worship of false gods, the worship of the Lord who is Baal, the worship of the God of fortune who they call God, the worship of Jesus and Zeus who they call Jesus, Krishna, Dionysus, Bacchus, Serapis, Mithras, all in one. We tell them about the Sunday worship, rebelling against the Sabbath. We tell them about their holidays. We tell them about pork eating. That's on the dead. Pork. No joke. Right? All of those things we tell you. And you reject it. You choose your religion. And you choose to follow your eyes and what works. Oh, miracles in Jesus' name. I've seen them healed in Jesus' name. Yes? And you choose that instead of the truth. What the Most High says. Strong delusion. And while I'm at it, all of you eat pork. Let's go there. Yeshayahu 66 verse 17. Let's go there. Never plan all of this, but let's just bring it out while we're here. Let's just speak the truth while we're here, right? Because we get a vacation from church, we get a vacation from the world to learn the truth, all right? Yeshayahu 66 verse 17. They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith Yahuwah. This Isaiah 66 verse 66 is speaking of end times, who shall be devoured in the day of Yahuwah. Right? Pork eater. Seriously, this is what it's saying. They that sanctify themselves means those people who say they are holy, they are righteous, nothing is wrong with what they are doing, they are sanctified eating pork. They shall be consumed, which means they shall be destroyed. Right? Queenie says regarding the pork, at what point is it considered unclean? After it is dead or before? Clean, dead, living. Even the carcass, the Most High says don't touch the carcass. Because these pigs, they are scavengers. They are put on this earth to clean up the place. Right? They are a walking garbage heap. Because the Most High made them. When the Most High gave us clean food, He gave us instructions. He told us if they part the hoof and if they chew the cud. That is because, and as I said, we have to understand His sovereignty and we have to trust Him in all that He does. When He made these animals, He made them with certain attributes that made them clean. If they part the cud, if they part the hoof and chew the cud, that means that their digestive system is a cleansing system that purges itself of impurity. Alright? But the pig parts the hoof, but it does not chew the cud. Which means that it does not have a system of cleansing, which is why the impurity of the pig it goes under the skin. All of the impurity, bacteria, all of the filth goes under the skin. And the pig only has a mechanism where it has a hole in the hoof where the pus comes through. Still not enough to cleanse itself from impurities, which is why a lot of people get sick from eating pork and why they say the pork has to be properly cooked. That means it has to be cooked so that all of the bacteria under the skin can be killed. Alright? So it is an abomination. It is not only an abomination to the Most High, it is not good for our health. Right? And the Most High says, any of His people who do that, they are abomination unto Him. Yes? Arlene, when the Queenie said, when the Most High is blessing the other nations, He's spiting us, yes? Because you have transgressed against Him, and He wants us to see what we are missing out on. Exactly. Make us jealous. As you always say, worship and riches go hand in hand. That's it. Worship and riches marry. Alright? That is why Satan is able to give his people. That's why Satan's people are the richest people in the earth. Because as it says in Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So the earth now is in the hand of the wicked, and so the wicked have the riches on the earth. Yeah? But praise Yahuwah, the Messiah is returning when it will be taken from the wicked and placed into the hands of his people. Arlene had said something. You should do a lesson on why, Sophie, you should do a lesson on why Yahuwah rejected the other nations in Enoch and chose Yasharal. Hopefully these people will have more understanding. Okay, maybe another time. I think Arlene had said something. So there's going to be a war between the Gentiles and the children of Israel because they are not going to hand over their power so easily. That's what I'm thinking. I could be wrong. There is, it speaks in Jeremiah 50 about the children of Israel being his battle axe, right? And it also says in the book of Obadiah that Jacob will be, let me go there. Let me see if I can catch it quickly in Jeremiah. You are my battle axe. Let me see if I can get it quickly. Jeremiah 51:20. He was speaking to the children of Israel. He said, Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. So our people will do a little damage in the end time. Where else did I say I was going again? Obadiah. The Edomites that are ruling the world today, they're going to get a little spanking from our people as well. Let's think about 18. Yes. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahuwah hath spoken it. So our people are going to do some damage to Esau as well. So it will be a combination of, there will be a heavenly destruction. It says, the sun shall not give her light, and the moon shall turn to blood in the great day, and it shall be a gloomy day, a day of darkness, a gloom of day of clouds. It will be a combination of the Most High creating some damage from the heavens, and our people creating damage on this earth. And also the Medes. It is prophesied in Jeremiah 51 that the Medes are going to also spank Babylon really, really, really bad. So we have a whole lot. This movie is by no means over. The day of Yahuwah, the Medes, where is it? The Medes. Don't remember the exact verse. Alright? But he's gonna send the Medes against them. Alright. Verse 11. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. Yahuwah hath raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes. And we know the Medes today are the Iranians. These are people to watch in the end. No walkover for America. No walkover in the end. I will also raise up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, for his devices against Babylon, to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of Yahuwah, the vengeance of his temple. So Yahuwah is going to use different people to effect his judgment upon this earth. Some of these people, the Iranians, the Medes, the Medo-Persians, gonna cause some problem for Babylon. As little as you see them, as they say in Jamaica, and little about them Talawa, they're gonna cause problems later on. So it's gonna be it's not gonna be nice upon this earth. Yeah? Oh, that means we should not even raise them. What are we doing raising pig? Because some people don't eat it but raise them and sell. No, sir. We're not supposed to have anything to do with Arnold, as we say in Jamaica. We're not supposed to have anything to do with them. Impure and unclean. Not even supposed to touch them. Yep. Yeah, so this is this is it. Talking about Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread, and we reach all over. So I hope we were edified through this, because I want the people to understand me, that I seek truth and not religion. I seek truth to my own hurt. I say hurt. I seek truth to my own hurt. Yes? And this is how I have been from the beginning. Truth to my own hurt. So when you see me speaking, I am not speaking of because this benefits me. Right? My life has been, speaking personally now, my life has been, I would say, stagnant for most of the time, because I have decided to give up my life in search of the truth. So my life hasn't been nothing exciting, nothing exciting, nothing great. As I was telling a man today, November this year will be what? This is 2020. November this year will be 9 years since I have not had a relationship with a woman. Right? I have been living. The Most High has been nurturing me, carrying me right through. Alright? So I am not in this for any gain. I am in this for love. Love of my people, love of the Most High, and love of the truth. So when you people hear me speak, it is not for me. It is because just the truth. When I speak the truth, that's it. It is better than $1 gazillion dollars. Just to hear the truth and just for people to get the truth. So some people will hear me, and I've been hearing me for years. Alright? Hearing me for years. Saying basically the same thing and going in the same direction, moving forward. Alright? It's all about the truth. Nothing for me. All about the truth. And doing Yahuwah's will. So that when I leave this place, I must be able to say, yes, I did His will. Alright? And so the focus is not on the earthly thing. It's another thing that I encourage my people. This is a time of the 5 wise and the 5 foolish virgins. This is a time when we have to make the decision that it is not about us. It is not about us anymore or our life in this earth. The Most High has shown us that this world is worthless, and just like that, everything can be taken from us. So we now have to focus on heavenly things. And the heavenly things is the will of the Father. Not in our ambitions or what we can get, or our life go back to normal so we can go back to earning this, or go back to our ambition of owning our home, or go back to our ambition of owning this or owning that, or getting our child this or getting our child that. It shouldn't be that. Right now, our focus should be on the Father, and so doing we should be seeking His truth. Not religion. Not, I am a Christian. Oh, I'm a Methodist. I'm a Baptist. I'm a Pentecostal. I'm this, I'm that. It should be on seeking what is the truth. What is the truth? And I can tell you there's only one truth in the Bible, and the truth is in the Father choosing a people, the children of Israel. That's it. Of which most of you are most probably, the children of Israel who are in captivity, but don't know that you are in captivity because you have been blinded. As it says in Romans 11, blindness in part has happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in. But now is the time to wake up, which is why our group is called Israel Awaken. Yes? So we invite all these people who are watching here. We have a WhatsApp group, Israel Awaken, where we teach the word, share with each other, right? We invite you to join our group. We're going to put out the link to the group on Facebook, inviting you all to join our group, because our group is a group of truth seekers. We have people who are joining us from all over the world, excited We are in this group and we are laid back like this, and people come in our group excited. They have found the truth. They have found the truth. Yes? And we are here taking it for granted. Yeah? But I am not alone. There are other people in the group and other people in the group who are also in the truth and also have great understanding. I am just the me just enough. I just enough one. Yeah, there are other people there who have great understanding and can help you as well. So we're just inviting you into our group. So if there are no other questions, I am getting hungry. Oh, one last question. Oh, John. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, John. Oh, Arlene says I'm a messenger. Praise Yahweh. Yep. I just hate to see my people in religion. Hate to see my people in religion and being, being carried away by these lies. So I know that Israel is black, but not all blacks are Israel. Some are African. How can we be sure of our bloodline? Just curious. All right. He says he knows that Israel is black, but that's not necessarily so. You understand what I'm saying? It's not necessarily that Israel is black, meaning we all look black. You have children of Israel. You have children of Israel who will look even like white people, because how DNA is, you are children of Israel through heritage, through lineage, through sperm, through DNA. And through our DNA, we may look like people of the other nations. Because sometimes you see our brothers who are out there teaching on the streets, and they look just like, some of them look like white people. But they are Israelites because they know their lineage and they can trace their lineage to the children of Israel. All right? And not all blacks are Israel as well, because Israel is just a nation among many nations. Likewise, not all Africans are Israelites. There are many, many other nations, because you have Ham, and Ham had all of his people behind him. Ham had the Egyptians, the Libyans, the Cush, the Ethiopians. He had also Canaan, who were not Israelites. But our people how you know our people? How can we be sure of our bloodline? All right. You can be sure of your bloodline, as the Apostle Paul says. The Spirit beareth witness that we are the children of Yahuwah. Think about that. Just leave that aside. The Spirit. Well, how you do it first, you go into the curses. All right? And see if your people match up with the curses. If your lineage goes back to the slave trade, chances are that you are a children of Israel. If you are in an African country, another thing, if you're in an African country, you are not a child of the slave trade, but you can go into Deuteronomy 28 and you can see that through the colonization, your people went through these things through the colonization. It echoes with your spirit that you are an Israelite, because it's both spiritual and it's physical. All right? Then you too can know also that you are the children of Israel. Our brothers and sisters that are out there, for example, in West Africa, their traditions, they have a lot of traditions that are uniquely Hebrew. That only the Hebrews kept these traditions, and they have kept these for hundreds of years. That has been passed down to them. All right? Their names, the names of their tribes, whatever, they can trace it back to Israel, back to tribes in Israel. So there are many different ways that you know how you are a children of Israel. The Most High mostly will give it to you. My brother Wayne, who is here, for example, my brother Wayne, his introduction into the truth was he was just given a vision, and the vision just said to him, Israel does not understand. Yes? And he came to me and he said, I know he got this vision. He was there and he said he wasn't even asleep. He just saw it plain. Israel does not understand. And he came to me and said, what does it mean? And I said to him that it means that you are an Israelite. Because what it is saying that Israel does not understand, which means that Israel are in captivity and now it is time to wake up. So he is calling you that he was a Christian walking in Christianity. You need to come over to this side now and start to learn, because you are a called instrument to get Israel to now understand. You got it? So it's spiritual and it's physical. So from that alone, I knew that Brother Wayne is a set apart, is an Israelite. And his calling is to wake up Israel who does not understand. Alright? So, that is how you know. For example, the Most High showed me long time ago, and I didn't understand it. With me, he matched up the birth dates of people in my family with his feasts. All in 2015, all the major feasts. All the children of my mother in order. I am the oldest, then my brother, then my sister, then my other sister, all in order, and then our siblings under them, all in order under his feasts. And then when I got into the understanding, I say feasts, and went to Leviticus 23, says, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, even these are my feasts. And I realized the feasts are for Israel. That means if he matches up my family perfectly with his feast, he is telling me plain and straight, you are an Israelite. Yeah? So it will be, and so that's why I said, the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahuwah. So each one of us might be given different manifestations, different revelations. My friend El Pedro, who lives in Mozambique, his revelation was that he was wrongfully imprisoned during the apartheid era in South Africa. And he was in his cell, and an angel came in, and the angel came in and said to him, be strong, be strong, be strong. And so when he hooked up with me and we spoke and we were speaking about what the Messiah looked like, and I sent him to Revelation 1 verse 14, and we looked at it and we showed him that the Messiah was a black man, and the description of a black man, Brother Pedro cried, because he said that fits the description. That was the angel or the person. He said the Messiah actually was the one who came to him in his cell, in the vision, and told him to be strong. Alright? Now when you see something like that, right, though these things beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahuwah. So John, just giving you examples. You know, I don't know of your experience also, but the Most High, you know, you just open your spiritual eyes and maybe you will see. But, yeah, it's all in our heritage, our people who have been suffering and struggling for years because we have been under his curses. This is what happens when we transgress against him. He doesn't play, all right? Because we made an agreement with him, and according to him, when you make an agreement with him, he expects you to uphold his agreement. Yes? He doesn't take kindly to us breaking his agreement. And why he doesn't take kindly? Because when we are in agreement with him, he pours out everything to us. He makes us rich, he makes us powerful, he makes us control the earth, he makes everybody under us. So why do we need to transgress and go worship other gods? So whatever we are going through, we deserve it. We deserve it. Yeah? So no more questions, I mean, oh, John Walker. Oh, okay. Hey, Scorpion, you there? All right. So we got it, John. So from a young age, I was able to see that Christianity did not line up with the Bible. So I began to question and pray for truth. I think the Most High connected me to you and some others. Okay, yes. Praise His name. Baruch Hashem Yahuwah Sabaoth, great Elohim of Yasharal, the great Elohim of Abraham, Yitzchak, and Jacob, great Elohim of all the earth. All right? So, thank you all for coming. I think maybe this is the longest I've ever been on. My belly is rumbling because I'm getting hungry. Didn't eat anything today. I wish I could go on and on and on, but, you know, thank you all for coming. And I guess Brother Pedro, it should be late where he is in Mozambique. Maybe it's tomorrow already over there. Yes, near morning for him. So, yes, thank you all for coming. And please share this video. Please share this video. I'm asking you, please share this video. All right, so that others can be edified. And if not, we're asking you to join our WhatsApp group and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Just a Word. We have two YouTube channels, Just a Word, and we have Israel Awakened. All right, and our website, of course, is justaword.org. There you will get teachings, detailed teachings on several important pieces, scriptures, ideas, doctrines, whatever. All right. So there you can get your teachings. And for Christians, there is a category there called Christian Error. It's supposed to be about 60 odd different articles showing the errors of Christianity. If you're a Christian just coming out, you need to check out our website, justaword.org. If you are seeking truth, justaword.org. Because we stop at nothing but the truth. We do not do religion. If something is wrong, we will tell you that, oh, we had gotten this wrong. We are not afraid to say that. We are not here to say, oh, we are the great prophet. And we are nobodies. Nobodies. All right? Because we understand that blindness in part is happening to Israel. So we are not going to always get everything right. But as long as we strive to get it right, the Father will give us it sooner or later. All right? So if we say next time you eat first. Yes. Stomach is serving me. So thank you all for coming. Thank you all for the members of our group. Brother Pedro, Sister Sophie, Sister Queenie, Brother Wayne, Sister Bernie was on earlier. Sister Tracy was on. Baruch, you all. And thank you all for coming. So until next time, the Most High. Tomorrow, we shall be on our group. In our group, we will be keeping the Passover. So we will connect in our group. So thank you all for coming. Join our WhatsApp group if you want more. Okay? And shalom. Baruch Hashem Yahuwah. Praise the name of Yahuwah, the great Elohim of Yasharel, and none else. All right? Hey, Sister Bernie, thank you. Shalom. See you later. All right? Shalom.